China is laying the groundwork for war, and its war economy is key. I didn't know Xi Jinping was such a Metal Gear fan. Welcome to China Uncensored, I'm Chris Chappell. China is in full-on crisis mode. The economy is self-destructing, thanks largely to a collapsing real estate market. That made up 30% of China's GDP. If the Chinese economy collapses, the Chinese Communist Party collapses. But you know what's really profitable? War! And Xi Jinping knows it. That's why he's completely retooling China's economy into a war economy. Right on the cusp of the real estate crisis, Xi Jinping said houses are built to be inhabited, not for speculation. It was an attempt to stop the very doomsday scenario China is in right now. Clearly it didn't work. But as the real estate sector began collapsing, the CCP began pumping credit into China's industrial sector. You can see how it's almost completely flipped. And guess what's being manufactured? Stuff you'd need for war. What a great way to keep the economy afloat. China has been modernizing its weaponry and expanding its military bases. China's also been upgrading its air raid shelters, opening new national defense mobilization offices, and increasing its defense spending, which is probably a lot higher than official data indicates. China's economy is going from non-stop production of apartments that sit empty and roads leading to nowhere to non-stop production of things like ships, missiles, and ammunition. Seems like even the kids are gearing up for the war economy. What did you learn in school? Those are actual skills they can use, because China also just activated a conscription law. According to the director of China's Policy Research Office at the State Planning Commission, China is also ramping up investment and manufacturing of digital tech, new energy, advanced manufacturing, and biological engineering, specifically as pillars that would replace the property market as the driving force for China's economy. What's the secret of China's economy? Nanomachines, son. So is China developing its war economy just to make up for the collapsing real estate market, or is it actually preparing for war? I'll tell you more in a moment, but first, when it comes to China news, you want to make sure you're getting all the news from multiple perspectives. Like when it comes to China's economy, there's more than one perspective on that, which is why I used ground news to see how it's being covered on the political left versus the center versus the right. On the Ground News app and website, the homepage is the same for everyone, helping break through echo chambers and media bubbles caused by clickbait headlines and algorithms that try to manipulate you. Even better, there's a feed called Blind Spot, which lets you see stories that are being over or underreported by only one side of the spectrum. This week, there's a story about how Joe Biden allegedly got $40,000 in laundered China money. Ground News shows how 30 different media are covering it, but all of them lean right on the political spectrum. This story is not being covered at all by the left, which means that if you only read the New York Times or watch CNN, you would never have heard about it. Looking closer, I noticed the only government-owned source that's talking about the story is RT, a Russian state-owned media. They're labeled as leaning right with low factuality. It's interesting to see these kinds of sources right next to independent news. And this kind of thing is why I use ground news, to see how topics are being covered by sources around the world. Sources that may have conflicting motives, like to help or hurt a political candidate. Ground news is on a mission to hold the media accountable and provide context so we can see how media narratives are easily shaping public opinion. It's a great place to go if you want to be more informed than the average newsreader and find multiple perspectives that you might otherwise have missed. It's also just really interesting to see all the hidden biases in the media. And that's why we're working with Ground News to sponsor this video, because we believe what they're doing is important. So sign up at ground.news/China or through my link below and get 40% off the Vantage level subscription for unlimited access. Do it now because this offer is only good till the end of November. The link is in the description. So as I was saying, China is retooling its economy into a war economy. But is that just about keeping its failing economic engine going, or is it actually preparing for war? Well, here's a list from the Center for Strategic and International Studies on several important indicators that China would be on the cusp of an actual war. It includes things like ramping up military production, stockpiling emergency supplies, freezing foreign financial assets within China, and restrictions on travel for Chinese elites or high-priority workers. Well, we know China's ramping up military production. What about stockpiling emergency supplies? Well, China has spent the last decade buying extra grain and stockpiling it. Makes sense. Hard to go to war on an empty stomach. I don't even want to buy groceries when I'm hangry, and that would actually fix the problem. They also covered up the coronavirus to hoard medical supplies. So yeah, China is stockpiling emergency supplies. As for foreign financial assets, China is raiding U.S. businesses and arresting workers. Exit bans are so extreme, one Korean literally had to escape China on a jet ski. It's not much better for Chinese elites. The party has also kept a tight grip on finances and severely restricts how much money people can take out of China. So it seems like a lot of these boxes are being ticked. So is a war economy just Xi's desperate attempt to keep the economy churning, or is it starting to look like something more? On the bright side, if there is a war, it'll be good for the U.S. economy too. The military-industrial complex is a big reason there's so much fighting in the Middle East, and there's a video I want to show you about that. But first, check out this episode's sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a great tool to help you stay well-informed about what's happening in the world and how it's being covered by all sides of the political spectrum. Check it out at ground.news/China or click the link below. And here's that video I want to show you, the latest from my new show, Deep Thoughts While Gaming, about what Elden Ring can teach us about the latest conflict in the Middle East. Click the video, hit that orange button to support us on Patreon. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.